Hello, Kirk Ellis again. I was going to go on a little adventure here today, and I landed up here on the Jacksina River, and beautiful day today. And so, what I'm going to do is go back in and look at one of my dad's old cabins that he built in the 1960s. Actually, built it in, I think, 62, 63, somewhere right in there. Um, and there was, it's quite interesting the story they built, and they built it back in here, and Dad built it for hunting, and actually for survival too. Back in those days, there was still talk about end of the world stuff and things going bad, and even big huge the A bomb was the thing back in those days. And so anyway, this cabin was kind of built on that deal that if everything went bad, this is where we'd go back up in here, and we'd stay back up in here. And so anyway, I'm going to walk over here. It's about a quarter of a mile over to the cabin, and so we're just going to go ahead and walk on over, and I'll start when we get over there. Here we are at little old Wake Creek right here. And in the old days, there used to be a lot of beaver in here, and they had it all dammed up, and there was lots of grayling. There's still grayling in the stream now, but we're going to go ahead and cross it, and I'll show you some of the bottom here. And here's the beaver cuttings used to be in here, and we'll come down here off the bank. Try not to get. Anyway, there's a little stream. We'll go up the stream here. Find ourselves a little crossing. I don't see any fish in here, but kind of neat. Back up in here. Okay, here we are on the old Wheat Creek Trail, coming around the corner. This is the one that comes around the edge of the mountain here. Game trail. Alrighty. Hard to see anymore. All the brush has grown up, but this is the Wheat Creek cabin. And like I was saying, my dad built this here. I think he kind of built it for two reasons. One, for a hunting camp up high on the mountain like this, so he could see real good. And the other reason is for Mom wanted to move further and further back into the woods. And so now they built this cabin with basically not much tools. They had the old model chainsaw that weighed 30 pounds, and axes and hand saws and stuff like that. And so they cut the trees and peeled them, let them dry, and then built this thing here on the side of the mountain. They had to carry all these logs over here and put them all together. Used to be a set of stairs. Went up right there, got an old ladder right there, and there's the best part of the whole thing is the old outhouse. Starting to lean a little bit. And there it is, home sweet home. The old trash pile. In the old days, they dug a hole, buried everything. Don't do that no more. And here's up above the cabin. We have lots of low bush cranberries, man, Mom used to make cranberry bread. I kind of miss that. I need to dig through her boxes, find the old recipe. Anyway, Dad and Mom, after this cabin was done, they fully stocked this cabin full of food. There was enough stuff in here to last for quite a long time. And actually, Mom had Dad move us up here in the wintertime one year because she wanted to just get away and get back in more. And so we spent quite a bit of time here during the winter. So you can kind of see the view out there. These trees were not that big, and these small trees were not here at all. And so you could see this whole valley out here. It's probably one of the neatest cabins that Dad built. He built about 12 cabins up here. I'm going to try to get around all of them. Most of them are not in too good a shape. This one needs to be fixed up. It's a shame. Maybe I can figure out how to do that sometime. So yeah, we're gonna head up to Wheat Creek, and this was the place we were gonna stay in case things really got out of hand, you know. And it's funny how the old stories go. Anyway, this is off the front porch. See, the trees have grown up pretty good and stuff like that, but you can still see it's a beautiful spot. It's kind of a shame it's all run down and kind of getting pretty sad. But I just wanted to share that with everybody, and the people that built it. Most of them are all gone now. Wendy helped build it. Wendy Wendell. I know Cy Neely was here. Carol Neely was here. And all of us kids were here, and all the Neely kids were here. And we fished in the creek out there, and we looked at the beaver and the beaver dams and stuff like that. So there's a lot of memories here for all of us. And there's another guy that worked on this cabin, a guy named Lloyd Porter, and Vietnam got him. And so for me, there's a lot of memories here on this old place. This is out back the cabin, going along the mountain here. Kind of a neat place to just kind of walk. And when you're out like this, you know, and especially out here by yourself, you want to be extra vigilant. In other words, you need to look around a lot, and because there's critters out here, you know, all the way from moose, and moose will hurt you just as bad as a bear will, and so you got to be careful. You listen a lot, listen for limbs to break or anything to move, and just continually watching all the time. The main thing you don't want to do out here is startle something. You don't want to sneak up on stuff. You want to make sure they know that you're out here, make sure that they know, and they'll just usually move off, and you won't even know they're in the country. But like I say, just keep looking and watching, and pretty thick down in here. We'll head back out to the river. Up there, there's Jaeger Mesa, and big, huge, flat-top mountain. Another thing, when you're out walking like this and you come by a little pond like that and you see it's all stirred up with mud in the bottom, Something's just been in there walking around. And so it's time to put the antennas up and kind of watch a little bit here. This big tall grass don't help anything. Yeah, more info on the Waite Creek cabin. On this video here, and another reason that my dad, Bill Ellis, built this cabin was that it was centrally located in their hunting area, and so they flew out, and a lot of times the game was not around the cabin, and so they would fly out further, and they would land on ridges and in the creeks and different things like that, and then they would hunt from there. And so basically the cabin was in the center of the hunting area, and so they weren't able, with their airplanes that they had in those days with the little tires on them and the little engines in them, and they had to keep them as light as possible, they were not able to carry a lot of emergency gear and anything like that. So the cabin was fully stocked, sleeping bags, and had stoves and it had everything in it. And from where they were, they could walk to the cabin. And so, I mean, that was a safety net that they had in the area. And so when you're out hunting or something, if something happened to your airplane or something like that, they didn't really carry sleeping bags or anything like that. And so they would just walk right straight to the cabin. And then that was a safety area until somebody could get in to help them out, or in some cases they just walked all the way back in, which was like 14 miles. And a couple of times over the years, my dad did that, when he didn't have any backup and he was working alone and stuff. And so anyway, that's for another video. I'll start telling stories. And so, okay. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of document that. It's like I'm getting along in the tooth, and eventually everybody that knows about these old cabins and different places, and my dad, they came in here in the mid-50s, and they were tough people, and they worked out this country and lived in it and hunted in it. And I just wanted to kind of share that with everybody. And I want to also, behind me, Alaska Gear Company makes it a lot easier for me to come in and out of these places. The big tires and the really cool shock struts that they have. Yeah, it makes life a whole lot easier when you're landing on these rock bars and stuff like that. You don't have to worry quite as much. Makes life flying a lot easier. In the old days, we didn't have good tires, we didn't have good landing gear, and so it made it a little bit of a challenge to get in and out of these places and run over all these rocks and stuff when we're landing in the places like this. And so I just want to thank them, and good job.